we're good with the mic.
A word of none of your words of wisdom. All right, so we're ready to go. All right, Newbie Real Estate episode 20.
Nice.
Hey guys, welcome to Newbie Real Estate Investors Podcast, episode 20. We got our home team over here. We have Carmelo Oliveri.
What's up?
And we got Joe Falla. And we have Vlada.
Hello, everyone.
I'm not even going to attempt to say your last name, so.
Don't worry about it. Hey, everyone.
And then I'm Joey Chan. How's it going, everybody? So, what do we got going on?
Nothing, man. I finally closed one of my refinances. Like, thank God, got that out of the way.
What was the rate?
Huh?
What was the rate?
7.25.
Not bad.
No,
How many points?
No points.
Really?
Yeah, no points.
What little old lady did you swindle to get that?
Wait, was this commercial?
Huh? Commercial, yes.
That's why.
He said it was the average
6
rate.
units.
Yeah. How many units?
It was 6 units. Yeah.
6 units.
Yeah, 6
Okay.
units. So we finally, because we bought
Nice.
that cash a few years ago and we refinanced out, cash up a little bit, and see what happens the next few months. And that's it.
Not
And I'm
bad.
just waiting for 2 more.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Get
Congrats.
that done. So
Oh, man. That's nice.
then I went to look at some properties today. All shit. So back to doing nothing.
Where do you have Airbnbs? I know you have Miami.
Newark, Miami, and that's it right now. I'm trying to find something in St. Louis. That's an international airport, and it's a big, city. So I'm trying to find some deals out there. But it's a Midwest, and the prices are going up over there too. So it's just a
How many do you have in Newark?
In Newark, I have one single family house, and we rent out the rooms. It's 6 rooms. So
Have you seen any uptick with everything going on in New York City with the Airbnb shutdowns?
we've been busy since I opened the doors on it, so it's been pretty worked well for us. I haven't seen like an uptick, but it's pretty much the same. I think it's been pretty consistent.
Really?
But you go to New York and you're spending $300-$400 a night compared to $69,
Yeah.
So
Are you
it's a huge
seeing
diff-
a lot of people coming from the airport, like flight attendants, pilots?
No, a lot of international travelers. Like today, I had a couple there from Mexico, a guy from Italy, people from a lot of Brazilians that come into, I guess, Newark. So it's
What part of Newark?
North Newark, right in
North
the quarter of Belleville, like 2 blocks away is Belleville.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a
right.
good area location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have one in Newark also, so I'm thinking about trying again. Because I had that a unit there before COVID, and at the beginning of COVID,
Yeah.
I set it up for Airbnb, but I didn't do it by the room. I did it like the
apartment.
entire apartment.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna maybe, I don't know. I gotta see if I'm up to it because
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah, well,
getting furniture and all that stuff.
Yeah, again, the furniture and all that stuff. I always, with my Airbnbs, I go to Ashley's and they got like 36 months, 0%. That's what I use all the time. So it's either you give it 36 months, 0%, or then knock off the price. And I try to negotiate a little bit with them. And it actually works out pretty well every single time. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that way. They come and they build it, do everything. Leave me alone.
Oh, really?
That's awesome.
Wow. So do you have a property manager or Airbnb manager that runs it?
It's all done online, so it literally like 15 minutes of a day takes me. So with the Wi-Fi locks all sync with Airbnb. So
Yeah.
somebody makes an appointment, it automatically sends them a code to access.
Yep.
Code only
Airbnb
works.
is sending them that?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's all integrated with API with Schlag and Remote Lock. So as soon as they book, their code only works during their stay.
Yeah.
So they can't access after or before. And then after that, it just the cleaning lady has the calendar. We just add her as one of the employees or whatever.
Right.
And she does what she has to do. We have to do, and that's it. It's so automated. It's awesome. I love it.
Okay.
The only thing is like you messaging. Say, how do you get back in? I was like, motherfucker, read the messages. It's right up.
Yeah.
2 messages ago tells you how to get in. Why are you asking me again? Where's the ketchup? There's no fucking ketchup. You know what I mean?
There's a language barrier between the numbers.
You're paying $69 a night. Isn't it a 5-star Ritz Carlton?
What do you think? You think hashtags is just a universal language?
So
Okay. Well, that's
yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
not bad though.
Yeah. So I don't know. I might give it a try again, but
How many rooms is it?
It's quite a bit.
Single family?
First floor.
Multifamily?
No, it's a 3-family house.
But do you have DCA inspections?
It's a 3-family.
Okay.
So I haven't had it
Okay.
yet.
All right.
So
Because I know they come every 5 years to do like the
Right,
city
right.
inspections, and you can't have those locks on the doors. They have to be bedroom locks. You can't have keyed locks on the doors. So
even with the code,
even with the code, yeah.
really?
So
Okay.
if they do that, if they say, the inspection,
You mean the front door?
No, inside
the
the
apartment.
bedroom.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Yes, I was contemplating on doing with one of my buildings like that, but then I was like, if they do the DCA inspection, and it's a multifamily, they might bust your balls. I don't know. So
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm leaning more towards long term. Just a lot less work.
yeah, the
You know.
rents have gone up in Newark tremendously.
Oh, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
huge for Section 8 now.
Do you
Yeah.
know of anyone that's done any sort of crash pads or visiting nurses that's gotten into that industry?
Well, that's kind of what it's similar to what Mel has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I mean, just that specific market, like hot pads, like that's huge.
Hot
And-
pads?
crash pads. Sorry,
Crash pads?
Yeah, it's the Airbnb for the airline industries.
Oh, okay, I
So
see
they
what you're
just, but they bunk bed them.
Oh, really?
So it's literally, so if you have a 3-family house, let's say a 2-family house, you can probably fit about
20 people.
no more than that. They fit like 40 people in these
Yeah.
things.
Are you
They put
serious?
they put
Yeah.
bunk beds in living rooms and
Newark Airport's
attics.
right there, man. So I don't know. It might be
Yeah,
huge
it's
demand.
huge in Elizabeth. So I've been
Really?
looking into it.
Wow.
Yeah, especially Elizabeth. Yeah, because we have a friend. They used to do that, and she was trying to get me to do it, but for whatever reason, we didn't. They didn't. They thought my place was a little too far because I'm in North Newark also. So they thought it was a little too far. Oh, there was no parking, all kinds of little
They're-
stuff. So I was like,
They
man.
try to cut costs as much as possible, so they want the Uber to be as inexpensive as possible. And I see them catching the bus in the mornings on the 1 and 9 going to
Really?
the airport. Yeah,
my
they'll
God.
they'll walk just to save a couple of bucks.
Those guys paying like $200,000 a year. They're saving 10 cents.
I know.
I see them. I've seen like they're all outfit out with their bags sitting at
Yeah.
the bus stop, and it's it's a 5-minute drive. So
Hand,
the bus
hand out
ride-
flyers. Hey, we found a new spot.
exactly. Good idea.
Wait, so who's
Crash
paying for
pads
all
for
these?
airline stewardess.
So
What's
like,
that?
who's paying for all these? Like, is it the airlines or is it like the individuals?
No, individuals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's since Newark Airport is a United
And
base.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, hub. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hub. So they pay so they have a cold bed and a hot bed. Cold bed means cold bed means you have one.
Room for yourself.
It's your bed, and when you get there at any time of the month, it's your bed.
Okay.
Hot meaning that you just get what you get when you get there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
And-
almost like a hostel, right?
Yeah, it's like a hostel, right? Like an Airbnb hostel, right? So they
Then I
pay.
can show up with you in the bed. Hey, how you doing? This is a hot bed, baby. Like,
Yeah, PG. Yeah, so they pay between like $300 to $425 for the bed.
what?
A
For the
bed
month?
For
Or
month?
like
for, per month.
That's not.
Shit,
Yeah.
man. That might be fun.
That's why I brought it up. It's something I've been looking
seriously,
into.
That's crazy.
So
But
if you
you-
put like the 40 beds in there.
Yeah, so it's two bunk beds, and in the living room you could fit probably 4 or 5 of those things.
Yeah, seriously.
And 2 bedroom. The more baths, the better. I think one of them burnt down once a couple of years back.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah,
I wonder if you need a special license for that.
I don't.
No, right?
I've looked into it. I've spoken to a few of them. And then the most the owner does is just put toiletries in there. Same thing, clean it up, and
Interesting. I think like co-living, you're gonna see is gonna be a huge model coming up because the rents.
Well,
are
the rents
just
are
getting out of
crazy,
control,
yeah.
man. I saw one in Jersey City. I was
it's
like,
the reason why I got married. Just kidding.
I saw one in Jersey City. I guess I didn't see. I saw it online, and I was like, yo, it's like $1,500 per month per bedroom. And I'm like, you got a 10, 15 bedroom house, and you're sharing 3-4 bathrooms and kitchen. I was like, man, these guys are making bank.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, not bad.
Yeah,
You know?
but my friend's like a broker who does a lot of like rentals and stuff, and he's saying like the rental market is slowing down. quite a
Is it
bit
really?
there.
Yeah.
But are the prices going down?
Not yet.
They definitely did a lot of overdevelopment, so I know there's going to be a shift no matter what, for rentals and
Especially
sales and
Hackensack.
Hackensack is ridiculous. They did that. I think they still have, like another 1,500 apartments that haven't even started yet in Hackensack.
No,
so.
they do. I
Yeah.
actually met the developer of my building, and like he has a whole bunch of stuff coming up too. Because like my building was finished built in March, and he started doing it, getting the permits and stuff in 2016. Started breaking ground in 2020. It's
Really,
2023.
4-year process? Jesus Christ.
And he's like, and apparently Hackensack's like such a developer-friendly
Yeah.
neighborhood. So like, imagine what it's like in the other towns that he's doing
Mm-hmm.
this stuff in. So it's like, we got so many that just there's land. Like, cause I say like I live there where that neighborhood is, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god,
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
gonna happen?
You
Yeah.
think they're overdeveloping New Jersey?
You know what it is? You have all in New York.
That's
right?
what they're
So
banking on.
I think that's what they're banking. Because like you said, I think that's what they're banking on. So you got a 1 bedroom in New York is like $5,000-6,000 a month.
Average.
Yeah, and then you come over here for $1,800, $2,000. Like, whoa, look at the space for this place.
And it's only, like I always say, it's
Yeah.
only a 4-stop
Yeah.
train ride into Manhattan.
Yeah, Hackensack, you have the train from what? It goes into Hoboken? And then Hoboken, you go into downtown, I think. So I remember I used to take it back and my license got suspended.
Does the path go into Hoboken?
Yeah, the path does.
Oh,
go to
I didn't know
Hoboken.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the, what train is down on Essex, on Hackensack, on Essex Street? Is
I
that New Jersey
haven't
Transit?
I haven't been on a train in a while. So I don't know.
Sorry,
I drive
sorry,
everywhere.
Mr. Fancy.
So I remember I used to take that.
Does your driver take the train?
That stops in Hoboken, and from Hoboken get transferred and then go into New York City. So I was like, hey,
But even so, like there's like multiple bus stops near me. Like one like a block up. There's like another one that gets there so much quicker, 3 blocks up. It's,
Yeah.
And they have the Hackensack bus terminal like right there.
Exactly.
So it's like it's so convenient. But I feel like there's a lot of people. Like I think half of my building is people from New York.
is it really?
You can
Like,
just tell.
Legitimately. No, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Are
like,
they wearing Timberlands to the store? They're from New York.
No, but it's crazy. 'cause,
If they're
like-
wearing shorts below their knees with Timberlands, they're from New York.
No, but it looks like there's people coming from other states. Apparently, we got
Yeah.
people from like Florida, even North Carolina. As much as people are leaving the state, apparently
Yeah.
there's a lot of people moving in.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I just have the fascination to talk to property managers and the developer when I'm there, because it's like stuff I do anyways. It's like I think I'm the only person curious enough to ask them, and they just like go into like a long story about.
They're
it.
like,
It's
nobody
so cool.
nobody talks to us. Finally, somebody wants to
Yeah,
talk
right.
to us.
Someone
Everyone's
who
yelling at us
actually
because something's not fixed and the rent is due. They only talk to us when the rent is due.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh,
Yeah.
somebody appreciates us. Great.
Oh my god, yes, doing this. So it's like you have a newfound respect for property managers.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think, with the New Yorkers, and then I guess, not everyone has to be in the office full time anymore, so they're not commuting 5 days a week. So if they got to commute 2 days a week and save half the rent and work from home the other days, hey, why not?
The
It
average
makes
is
sense.
like 4 days now.
Is it?
One
4
day in
days?
the office.
Oh, really? 4 days in the office?
No, 4 days from home and one day, one day in the office.
Okay.
Something
So,
like
yeah,
that.
it's even better.
Really? What companies like that?
I don't know if that's what I've been told. Like just people I spoke to, like in IT and stuff like that. They're mostly working from home, maybe like one day in the office.
Jeez.
I'd rather be in DR on the beach working from home. Maybe like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Move to Mexico.
Cost of living. Yeah, I was talking to actually the guest I was staying in the Airbnb. I was there earlier, and he was from Mexico. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, he came over here. He's like, oh, I flew into JFK, and he's like, man, these buses are expensive, $4 or $5 a person. I'm like, in Mexico, I pay 75 cents. I'm like, oh man. I was like, he's like, I'm like on the border of Texas, and he's like, a lot of Americans are in his area because it's much cheaper to live.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, man, the buses here aren't cheap.
Yeah. I mean, Johnathan's going down to Mexico in a couple. I think end of the month. He's going down there.
I was watching the
Johnathan
guy.
getting any work done? This guy's all over the place.
Him? Well, the thing is, he works remote, right?
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
could work remote. So
Yeah.
he doesn't necessarily have to be at the property. That's
Yeah.
kind of where I come in, especially North Jersey. So he's kind of helping us out, South Jersey, trying to get all those units actually online.
Okay.
Because
Yep.
if you're not there and the contractor is gonna go like their speed.
Yeah.
So if you're there, they see you there like
Yep.
every day. They're like, oh, well, I
Yeah.
better move, right?
Yeah.
Or because you're actually there asking them questions. Hey, what's going on with that? How come you didn't put this in? Where's, this part? How come
Yeah.
So once you have somebody kind of on your back, you're like, let me get rid of this guy. Let me finish up so I can move on to the next job.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So,
You should start a business like that, like housewives that just go harass the construction workers.
well, they call them project
you're a
managers.
sexy looking housewife, man.
Well, they call it project managers.
Well, I don't care what you call them.
You
It's
know?
a great idea.
Yeah.
Housewife project managers.
How have your rentals been doing? I know you've had some crazy stories.
Yeah, so most of them are doing fine. We have, so up here we've got one more unit where we have to rent out. So we have a couple of vacancies coming up. So I have my own portfolio. I got I got a basically like a 5-bedroom. The one I was thinking about doing the Airbnb in Newark. It's North Newark. So I got a 5-bedroom there, and then I got on the second floor of the same building. I got a 2-bedroom coming up because this one tenant rents both. You know, so I got those, and then for John, John in our portfolio, we have a 2-bedroom in Belleville coming up. That's going to be available. And then what else do we have? The rest of it is mostly South Jersey.
Okay.
I also in New York City. I don't know if John already rented it out, but hit us up if you have anybody looking. He's got a 1-bedroom, but shared space. 1-bedroom, looking for a long-term roommate, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So he's got that. And then for us down in Atlantic City, which is where the biggest amount of vacancies are, we've got about 5 units we got to rent out. But
wow.
two of them we still got to finish renovating.
Do you have Section 8 down there?
Yeah.
That's what you're filling it with?
Yeah, we just did a not a Section 8, but we just did a TRA inspection. That's why he was there today.
I don't like TRA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Screw them.
Yeah.
That's for the Section 8 approval.
No, it's
TRA
a little
is
different.
temporary rental assistance.
Yeah.
So and they renew every 6 months. So when people say, "Oh, we want to, you have to accept TRA," I'm like, "No, my lease is 1 year." So because otherwise, I've had nothing but bad experiences with TRA.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We so this one is 1 year. The one that's down there.
Good.
So we know the one guy that's kind of like running the program.
Yeah.
And so he's going out there personally. And helping us, get the units ready.
Cool.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have Atlantic. What county is that?
Atlantic City, Atlantic County.
They have Atlantic County Housing Authority.
I'm not sure. I'm not even.
Yeah, I would look into that because I did that in St. Louis, Illinois, I guess, because it's next town over. I mean, we're right over the border where our property is. And I just got in touch with the caseworkers, built a list of caseworkers, found everybody, and we just advertised to them. And I was there last week, and I filled 5 vacant units, all Section 8.
Oh, nice.
And they're all between $7.95 and $8.95 a month.
Yeah.
And so that's huge, and that's guaranteed money. So
Right.
Does Airbnb work well in Atlantic City?
Does it work well? It works better if you have slightly bigger units. So our units are very small. They're basically 1-bedroom units. It's basically bedroom, bathroom, and then it's kind of like a kitchen with like an eat-in kitchen, and that's it. There's no living room. There's no dining room.
Oh,
So they're only like around like 350, 400 square feet. So they're small, So it's good for somebody that just maybe a couple, or it's like a glorified hotel room.
yeah.
Exactly. That's all it is. But it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad though.
Did it work out well? You're doing Airbnb down there?
No.
Not anymore?
No, not anymore. Especially, because we're kind of in the winter season now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do all long term anyway.
Yep.
So, yeah. And then we have 2 units down in Salem that we have to rent out as well. So those are bigger units. One is I think a 3-bedroom. The other one's a 5-bedroom. So we're looking for Section 8 down there.
Yeah.
And then we have coming up, we got a couple of evictions going on in Cedarville. It's kind of like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So it's a 5-family. Yeah, that's a 5-family. And so we did a workout with 2 of the, we're trying to evict like 4 of them.
Wow. They're paying or not paying?
They're kind of like on and off.
Okay.
So one, we tried to take them to court twice already.
What's the
The
problem?
second time was she went to a habitability trial, and we kind of like split, right? So she paid half, we had to eat the other half, and she was like 8 or 10 months behind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we kind of got screwed on that one, and now she's paying.
Okay.
We got a brand new property manager in, and they're freaking amazing.
Okay.
They're like on top of everything.
Yep.
So hopefully we have that one last one. We were trying to still evict because they're also like about 4 or 5 months behind. So we might work things out with them. but everybody else, we've kind of worked it out.
Yeah. Property management, it's a hit or miss with those guys. Same like a contract, it's a hit or miss. So it's like, well, I'm a control freak. I gotta manage it myself. I gotta do it. Screw that crap. I can't.
But you still need people there, though. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, yes, you're kind of managing yourself, but you still need that actual boots on the ground.
Yeah.
You never use like the wireless cams, like I think
What for,
ADP.
But
Look, you can watch them and see what they're doing, and you just call them.
I don't watch them not pay your rent.
No, I'm talking about the construction. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the construction guys. For the construction.
No, I mean, why? I don't care. So here's the thing. Like, if I pay them by the project, I don't care when they show up or when they don't. I just care when they're gonna finish.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like I'm paying them either by the hour or by the by the cost, right? So it doesn't matter to me. I just want to know how soon can you finish, and it's to their benefit they finish sooner too, because they're gonna make more, right? Because I'm not paying them by the hour. Because if I'm paying by the hour, they could drag it out like slowly.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, we actually just finished that burnt unit in Illinois, and the GC there started maybe 7 months ago, and they rebuilt the whole 8 units in 7 months.
Wow.
So it worked out well. And those guys were really good.
How's permits and stuff like that?
It was a little rough at first, you know what I mean? Then I would show up with some donuts to the building department, and things got processed a little quicker, you know? So,
took a flight out just to give the donuts.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, you know? But no, everything worked out well. Doing final inspections this week, and actually 4 out of the 8 units already rented out, so it worked out really good.
All Section 8.
All Section 8, yep. That's
awesome.
I like Section 8. But like you're managing a GC, a job, from a distance, even like you're in South Jersey, you're in North Jersey. It's just a matter of, communicating the steps, the payments. Because he would send the payment, I'm like, well, is this done? He's like, yeah, it's done. Then I flat up, it's not that done yet. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, well, let's hold that payment off a little bit. So you have to stay on top of them, So every once a month I flew out just to check on the status, and he knew I was serious. So they did a good job. So for 7 months of rebuilding an 8-unit building, they did a fantastic job, But like I said, property managers and contractors, they'll make and break your whole your wallet, really So, and don't give too much money. I see these people go, I need a 30% deposit. Get the fuck out of here! I'm giving you shit, man. You out of your mind? Start working. How's that sound? Then we'll talk.
How's the industry in that area? Like, is there a lot of industry, a lot of work?
Oh yeah,
hospitals.
We're in Cahokia, Illinois, and right over the border is St. Louis, Missouri. So it's like 5-minute drive, 10-minute drive, and it's just a major city. It's a huge MSA, 3-4 million people. You have universities on top of universities, hospitals on top of hospitals, international airports, and a lot of commerce out there. Yeah, it's huge.
Are you doing just Section 8 out there?
I'm trying, I like to get majority Section 8 if I could, So I have some cash-paying tenants. One guy that moved in today is a cash-paying tenant. He's a contractor. He showed me his pay stubs, all that stuff. I screen him. But if I can get Section 8, I'd rather get Section 8. Yeah,
because it seems like the top 3 worst states to get tenants in is New York, California, and Illinois. So seem like you're targeting Illinois, and Jersey seems to be pretty bad. So
I can go to red states, I can go to blue states, and if I'm in the blue states, what do the blue states do? Give away money, so I'll take the fucking monny.
No, fair enough. That's
a great strategy,
right? And it's because I looked at a property in Missouri. And it was an all renovated, I think it was like 60 or 70 unit building. And a lot of the tenants weren't paying. People falling behind. It was a brand new renovated property. Wow. And I guess it wasn't, managed all that great. And probably like 20 or 25% weren't paying their rent when we looked at the underwriting. And I was like, well, I spoke to the broker, and that's Missouri now. It's a red state. And I was like, what do you have to do to get in Section 8 out here? He goes, you have to be missing an arm or a leg before they'll even qualify you for Section 8 housing out here. So, you know what I mean?
You get to work.
You need to know what's happening in those states. Like if I'm a landlord in LA, I'll rent out tents because they're paying people to live in tents. So,
right.
So you need to know what you're getting yourself into. So
have a tent store.
Yeah, exactly. Have a tent store, So
like in the Walmarts on the West Coast, they actually put tents and shit behind glass. So
do they really? Oh my God,
they're stealing houses.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. But it's funny because I was listening to a podcast once. I think it was a podcast. I was driving out west, and the guy was saying that these homeless people, they got a racket going on there because they can't arrest them, right?
Yep.
So they'll sit in front of like a $10 million house that's for sale, and then negotiate with the seller like $5,000 to leave. and then they just go to the next house.
There was
And they
a
go
big-
so they're running a business being homeless. I'm like, are you fucking kidding
There's
me?
someone
I'm like,
in
I'm gonna
LA.
start doing that. Huh? Yeah.
Someone in LA,
Yeah.
they want $100,000 to vacate the property. They're not homeless. They were just a tenant that they got in like some fancy part of LA,
I know
and
you're talking
they couldn't
about.
get them
I've heard
out.
this.
And then the
Really?
lease
Are you
expired.
talking about the Airbnb?
I think, yeah, the
Yeah.
Airbnb. That's what it was.
Because
Yeah.
she stayed there just long enough to qualify for like some rights and stuff.
Oh, really?
And now
Yeah.
she's like asking for
100,000.
Well,
Well, what happened
to
was
vacate.
the guy built the ADU.
The ADU, yeah, exactly. There
you
Illegally. It's not. He never got the permits to build it. He just built it on his own, and that's why he's having such a hard time because it's a legal unit.
Yeah.
That's like renting your basements in. Like, trust me, I would love to rent all my basements in New Jersey. I just need $30,000-$40,000 a month right there. But if they
You should have waited. They just changed a whole bunch of guidelines on ADUs. You can actually qualify just nationally.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah. You can actually use ADU income now to qualify to purchase a home. You couldn't qualify in the past.
I can't build an ADU in New Jersey, can I? No. right?
It's not very common. This is more West Coast.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah, I had a guy, one of the 2 or 3K clients is like, "Can I build an ADU?" What the fuck you talking about ADU? This is Newark, motherfucker.
You know what it is? It's one of those
lingo, yeah.
those lingos that's floating around
Yeah,
YouTube
acronyms,
and everyone.
whatever they call them.
Yeah.
It all started
It's a
in
trend.
California.
It's a trend.
It started in California, and what's the other one? Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's popular up
Well,
there.
the other guy, who's the other guy? Your cousin, the Chinese guy that does the. Just joking. He does. I forgot his name. He does a lot of videos.
Oh, what's his name? Tang.
Tang. Yeah.
Tack?
Tack.
Tag, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
cool, dude.
You know how much I pay for this house and how much it's going to appreciate. He's the best
He's like ADU. I'm like, oh, okay.
because he's in Seattle.
Yeah, he's in Seattle. That's funny.
Yeah, he's
so
got
that's
all
it.
those nice. He's like, this Ferrari, don't buy it
Oh, that guy.
until you buy this house.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy the house first.
Yeah, he does a lot of great marketing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's good.
No, I think he found a really good cameraman that has been with him for a while. Cameraman / video editor.
Yeah.
And
Just follows him.
yeah, he just follows them around and they come up with scripts and stuff. And, he was able to explode.
Yeah,
from
congratulations
that.
to him.
But, I mean, you also got to be somewhat successful, right? Because if you're just a bum,
Yeah.
I got one unit and you're going to keep talking about that one unit walking around,
Yeah.
nobody's going to follow you,
Yeah.
unless you have really interesting thing to say.
Yeah.
But he has both,
Okay.
right? He can show you like, okay, I am wealthy, but I am doing this too,
Yeah.
right? Not like,
You could also get a radio station host on New York to co-sign you.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, but he's also like doing the stuff like, hey, like I'm gonna show my kids how to become millionaires and stuff.
Yes.
And all that. So it's kind of like.
I think
hey,
his
get
kids are
this
in the
habit.
business too. They're young and they're in the business.
Oh yeah, they're I think one's like 16 and the other one, I don't even know.
Yeah.
how old.
Yeah.
The 16-year-old's already working with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Well,
kids
I
to
mean,
work.
I think what they do is they go to the laundry, all the
They
coin
collect
op
the coins.
stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they'll go and collect it. for him,
Oh, okay.
And they get to keep it. But the thing is, they gotta buy the units, and get it put in.
Yeah.
So it's not like for nothing.
Laundries, that's another cliche word in the internet. I had a friend ask me, he said, what's a really good business? I was like, laundromats? He said, how did you know? 'Cause it's all over. It's all over social media.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like those trucking things. Everyone's like, oh, trucking.
Oh,
trucking.
they're doing horribly now.
Yeah, I had trucks. I was like, how hard is it to maintain those fucking things? Transmission goes, $5,000,
Just the
$6,000.
price of diesel.
Yeah. It's getting the drivers to drive them right. Right, fucking shit's up.
It was the oversaturation. It's a great business. Just super
of
saturated right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like wholesaling.
Huh? Like
Just like
wholesaling.
Like wholesaling. Everybody's a wholesaler, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Joe, you want to tell the audience a little bit about what we were talking about as far as like not so much a student, but
Yeah, so we got some breaking news. So this is obviously the Newbie Real Estate Podcast, right?
It is.
So Joey and I were talking, and we're looking for a student that's willing to put under our wings, that's looking to get into real estate. Preferably someone that's never owned a house in the past, right? That's obviously what we're looking for. And we're gonna basically walk you through getting your first property, and we're gonna set a date, and we're gonna follow your journey here on the podcast.
yeah.
You want to add on?
Yeah, basically, it'll be something that's kind of like filmed, so that way,
No camera shy people. No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could be on the camera or not on the camera. It doesn't matter that much. But we want to basically document that journey, right, for somebody.
Absolutely.
That lucky person, and it's kind of almost like I don't really want to say a mentorship. But
I was going to say mentorship.
Yeah, but it's kind of a little bit of both, right?
So
Yeah.
if you're interested, or know someone that may be interested, you can email me at josephfalla@dhrprops.com. So JOSEPHFALLA at DHRprops. Maybe the
link in
the link.
description.
Yeah, we'll put a link in there somewhere.
Put the link at the bottom of the video.
The AI that you use will also put it up there, so that'd be great.
Yeah.
So please, if you know anyone, if you're interested and you want more details, just email me there. I'll give my phone number at the end, and we'll be.
I'm gonna sign up.
You don't call.
They're gonna be following Mel around.
They'll be in my kitchen. They ain't going nowhere. I got people all the time. Can I follow you around for the day? It's like, yeah, it's in my kitchen.
We'll put a whole bunch of squat. We're gonna put a bunch of squatters in your house.
I'm like, can I follow you around all day? Can I follow you around for the day? I was like, I didn't do nothing. I was like,
So
I'll pass
yeah,
that stage.
Yeah, so you're gonna come in and watch him do this all day.
Yeah. Basically.
well, you need a driver. That's a great way. It's a great way
put him
to
to drive.
talk to you
Yeah,
while
you
you
could drive him
drive.
to the gym and back.
They say most millionaires get more work done on these planes and in their cars than anywhere else.
probably,
once
yeah.
they have a driver.
Yeah, really. Sounds like a plan. Put them to work.
So, you never
Drive
know.
me around.
It's an opportunity. So
There you
again,
go.
yeah,
Good idea.
please reach out to us. We're definitely hyped about this, and we'd love to help someone in this journey.
Yep. Sounds good. Put them
Sounds
to work.
good.
Nice.
Put them to work.
Put them to work, man. Put them to work.
Someone who's willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole vetting process.
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
definitely figure that out.
That's
Yeah,
for sure.
someone who. Yeah, exactly. Somebody who's
absolutely.
actually willing to do the work.
Yeah.
That's important.
And if you don't want to work, I'll show you how to get on Section 8.
No.
But not in Missouri, right?
This wire keeps getting stuck over here.
No, sorry.
Oh.
I think I've hit it
Oh,
with
that's
my
me.
knee.
My
Sorry
bad.
about that.
There we go.
Yeah, so what else is going on?
That's it, man. Yeah, just grinding, trying to find some deals. I really can't find nothing out there, man. I'll see what happens now with, just heading to
Well,
World
this
War
is
III.
national. Is there any particular state? You mentioned Missouri. Well, maybe not Missouri, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at. Well, I know Florida's in the Miami market is taking. I see a lot of more price reductions that I've been looking throughout. The past few weeks compared to the last time I was down there.
Like Miami or like Miami the beach?
Miami area.
In Miami
yeah.
area?
Yeah,
Okay.
Miami-Dade, I guess, in that area. So I see a lot of price reductions, a lot more inventory. So
Broward County in general?
Yeah, Miami-Dade, Broward. So I'm shooting down there next week, I think, the week after.
These are single families, right?
I'm trying to look for the multifamilies, but the thing is with the multifamilies down there, you got to pay for flood insurance, you got to pay for hurricane insurance, you got to pay for. I was like, dude, man, this is.
Isn't
you
just
can't make any money.
the insurance companies in general just pricing some people out in Florida?
Well, what happened? I think a lot of insurance companies left Florida, so now you have a very few that will do Florida, and the premiums are through the roof. So it's like, no, either you pay, or you don't pay it. What are you going to do?
Right. That's rental increases.
Yeah, exactly. So just trying to see if if any deals make sense. But I've been looking down there and I can't find nothing that makes sense. And plus I like to be near the water. I don't want to be like
Fancy.
in fucking the middle of nowhere. Well, if you're gonna do Airbnb, you want to be right in the heart of it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, for sure.
And they have something coming up in Tampa.
Oh,
next
really?
Couple of months.
Okay.
I don't know if
Tampa's
you're there at
definitely on the
all.
rise.
I'll have to fly down there. I don't care. I'll take a look at it. If
It's amazing how Jacksonville, Tampa, what's the other one that used to be really bad? There's one more down there in that general area. Now
Ventura?
they've completely turned around.
I remember
Jacksonville.
I remember
Yeah.
years ago. There was a broker up here. This was probably 15 years ago. It's like, dude, man, I went down to Florida, Ventura. It's fucking great. The condos, 80,000, 70,000 back then. He was like sending me these listings. Like, dude, it's fucking cheap. I was like, what's down there? I never left fucking New Jersey. And now I'm like, next town over, I'm like 250, 300, 400,000. I was like, oh, man, I'm kicking myself in the ass.
And then all those HOAs are crazy there, though.
Yeah, the HOAs, you got to be careful with those. Make sure they're managed properly,
And make sure there's no special assessments coming up
Mm-hmm.
to fix some of this hurricane damage and stuff.
Exactly, yep. So you got to be careful with that stuff. That's why the building I bought in was a newer building, so we won't have any issues, and all the financials were, in good shape when we bought it. But you got stuff you got to look for, because I remember I was looking at a building down there. I saw it online, and it was like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse, $99,000. I was like, oh shit!
Wow.
And what was
Great.
the HOA?
HOA was like $3,000
Oh, jeez.
because
That's per month?
Per month, because they
Holy
mismanaged it. And what happens now? Your equity is in the hands of the HOA, because if they fuck up, and your HOA is $3,000 a month, guess what happens to your property value? It tanks. You know what I mean? So you really got to be careful.
That happened to me on a property in St. Petersburg, actually. This was the only time I had to have a seller who brought cash to close.
Oh,
it
really?
was like, I think it was a 1-bed, 1-bath. It might have been a 2-bed, 1-bath. This is from a few months ago. It was in St. Pete. It was in a nice community. It wasn't far from the water at all. But St. Pete doesn't allow Airbnb anymore. I don't know if you guys know this unless you have a hotel license. So even if the HOA allows you to do short-term rentals, you can't do it as per city, because that supersedes that. But I think we sold it, like 60 or 65 grand. The seller had to bring some cash to close because the HOA on it was like $550 a month, and then there's a special assessment for like another $200 a month. And there was like some damage in it too, and it was just like the seller was just like so desperate to get rid of it because the HOA is so high that even on their mortgage, right, like plus that HOA, the rental rates doesn't even cover that.
Really? Yeah. Yep. You gotta be careful. Yeah, I remember I saw a property. What's next to St. Pete? Treasure Island. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, I know I was down in that area.
Tampa is.
Yeah, I was down in the area, and there was a 6 or 12 unit. I forgot what it was, and it was a great deal. I was like, oh man, this is a great deal. I was like, but for the market rents, it didn't make sense. But Airbnb, it was like, this is a home run, because the beach was about 2 blocks away. And the current owner had it as an Airbnb. I was like, oh shit, sounds like a good deal. Go look at it. I called zoning. They're like, no, you can't Airbnb there. And then I go to find out he was operating as an Airbnb. He raised the capital from investors, renovated it as an Airbnb, got caught doing it.
And is trying to sell it now.
And now he's trying to sell it. The investors are suing him because he was in foreclosure, in pre-foreclosure. So now the whole syndication went to shit. You know, I'm like, oh man. I was like, so you got to be careful who you invest with, man. You never know.
Yeah.
You know.
And there's so many.
You got to do your due diligence. People don't learn the hard way. They like to learn the hard way, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, people they love gurus, right? People that have fancy cars, right? We were talking about it in our group. You know, people that have fancy cars, yachts. You know, that they don't own. They show off at other people's yachts. And, you know, because, listen, if I was buying a yacht, you bet everybody freaking knows I got a yacht. You know, before I buy it, I'm like, yo, I'm picking out a yacht. And which one do you guys like? And then...
Don't forget the yacht party invites.
Exactly. Everybody's invited to my yacht party, for sure. Right. Yeah, so I'm not buying a.
Some people mentioned, like, if I have a yacht, I don't have time to be doing a podcast. I don't have time to be doing social media.
Not taking on a new.
I'm figuring out how I'm going to keep paying for this yacht. Right?
Exactly.
That's my adage about it. Yeah, absolutely.
No, but there's this one investor we were talking about. He kind of advertises Section 8. Like, that's his thing, right?
Okay.
He's got like 550.
700 according to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. 700 Section 8 rentals.
Okay.
Get out of here with that. You know, he acquired...
He's a social media guru or...
He's on Instagram.
Is it an influencer?
He's an influencer. Okay. He's on Instagram. I'll show you later. But, you know, so he's like, yeah, I just acquired 100 units, and they're all going to be Section 8, you know, for a course or one of his, I don't know, his lesson or his mentorship, whatever it is. And since I started looking at his account, I keep getting his ads on Instagram.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the cowboy guy, the guy with the cowboy hat? That he's building properties. I don't know what state with credit cards.
Credit cards.
Yeah,
dude, I see these people posting.
Not all of it, but he's alleging that he's using some of it's coming from the. I mean,
once in a while, like if you're like through different deals and stuff like that, and you got to do it.
Yeah,
it's
a
okay.
last case resort, right? It's a last case resort.
I don't know if it's the last case, but
yeah, definitely. I would use a last case resort.
Yeah.
I definitely know a lot of people who have used the credit cards. Like the 0% APR is almost like a bridge on their property, especially for like wraparound mortgages when your holding costs are only like 3-4 months. But like obviously like they
3-4 months,
got the credit
exactly,
card 3-4 months in, you're good because you get everything back.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm not a financial advisor. You know, speak with your financial. I just got a Citibank credit card.
A bunch of idiots.
I just got a Citibank credit card, 21 months, 0 interest.
Yep. Sounds
Let's
good.
move some debt over to
See you at the
that.
strip club. See you at the strip club. Yeah, I see a lot of people getting. I got $100,000 line of credit, $50,000.
Yeah, that's the
great.
other part of
but
it.
If you use it the wrong way, you're so fucked, man. Because that rate's gonna come in and side swipe you right across the head.
Maybe
You got
he's using like
$100,000 at 22%.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Call your bankruptcy attorney.
Maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because you can get an authorized user for someone that's built up credit.
Yeah.
And then they added him on.
Yep.
And then that'll automatically build up his credit. So maybe that's how he's getting, because it's not a $10,000 credit card. He's talking about a $100,000 credit card.
Yeah.
You know, there's no 21-year-old, I don't care who you are, that's
Yeah.
getting, right off the bat, is getting a $100,000 credit card.
Yeah.
Maybe he's getting an authorized users.
Yeah, maybe. I see people. I got a business line of credit card to 150, 100. I was like, hey, have fun with it. It's no problem. Listen, if you're not PG in it, whatever.
Right.
But I was just talking to a friend of mine. He came over to my house. He does mortgages. He works for a bank, and he's like, we are doing asset-based lending. I was like, okay.
You never heard of that before?
No. I was like, I got a fucking house with tenants that are paying me every month. How's that for a fucking asset? Oh no, we can't do that. But if you have a business and you have
You have
cars and
cash.
stuff or cash, we can lend it to you. I was like, the fuck are you talking about?
So your cash is
They're not-
basically your guarantee for the
Yeah.
loan.
It's so stupid.
So you can't use like a cash flow and asset as your guarantee.
No, they want cash, the way I
Yeah.
understand it. They want
cash or invoices that have to get paid or whatever. I was like, really? I was like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, like I feel like a
401k.
cash flow and asset is so much better.
Yeah.
It's done for, actually that's where it's 401k what they
Yeah.
primarily use it for.
So the bank allocated, I think, like $60 million for this year just to do that. And I'm like, okay. I was like, all right. To me, how does a bank, I don't know. If I'm the banker and I'm looking, I was like, I'd rather take the collateral. Because if I lend money to people, I want collateral. You know what I mean? And the bank's like, no, we're just gonna give you $60 million. We're gonna give out $60 million for asset-based lending. I was like, all right. I was like, sounds good to me. I was like, well, I don't know. I can figure in 6 months that bank's not getting paid back at $60 million.
Yeah, that's why a lot of these banks are they're dying out right now.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen eventually, you're going to have one bank, the Federal Reserve, or you're going to have your
Chase.
Bitcoin, and you're done, and that's it.
There was something I read in the Wall Street Journal that the banks are missing out on a lot of loans because they're just going right through private equity now.
What do you mean? You lost it. What happened?
No, they're going right directly to the hedge funds. Like
okay.
investors.
Yeah,
Investors
yeah.
just
Oh,
going
yeah, yeah,
directly
yeah.
hedge
Yeah,
fund. That's it. They're not even going through the banks.
Oh, really?
Why go through all the red tape? Why go through all the waiting? They don't pick up the phone on the weekends.
Yeah.
You're going right through private
Oh yeah,
private
your
money.
private money is gonna pick up.
Absolutely.
If you got a good deal at like midnight on a Sunday.
Oh yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to the traditional bank versus going to a hard money lender.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, if I was buying a property, let's say to flip or to hold, I would contact the hard money lender way before I go to a traditional bank.
Yeah.
Even though I know a traditional bank will give me a better rate over time, you know. So I would still do it just for that, just because it's so much easier. You know, it saves me the headache of all the paperwork. You know, you got
Red tape
2
and
years tax
documents.
returns,
exactly.
everything.
Yeah. You know how many LLCs I got? I got like 20 something, 30 LLCs. And, you know, like by the time I put all that together and then send the PFS and all that stuff, forget it.
Nightmare.
I'm done.
Yeah, they're
Hard
losing
money
out.
just looks at the property you're analyzing. They're like, okay, you got this. Here's your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With the exception of what is it, JP Morgan, like most of these banks are they're in the trash.
Oh, yeah,
right
they're
now.
all done. Yeah,
They're all done
But
right
it's
now.
crazy because I have Columbia where a lot of our loans. I was like, listen, we want to refinance 2 of our properties. I would like 220 and 180 on 2 4-families, and I want to refinance. Oh, their rates right now 8 to 9%. The fuck you talking about 8 9? I was like, that's hard money loans.
Yeah.
I was like, then this
That's
bank
the
is
going
going.
rate.
This bank's going to shit because they're hiding something if they're lending out to 8 9%.
So 8-9% on commercial.
Yeah, an LLC they want 8 to 9%.
On
I'm
a
like,
commercial unit, not like a residential.
4-family house,
Okay. Well,
4-family
still.
LLC. I was like,
I'm sorry, but that's where it is, bro.
Yeah.
I just closed the other one at 7 1/4.
Listen, whatever you and that old lady worked out together, don't make it seem like everyone's gonna get that deal.
I'm like, screw you. I'm going back to the old lady, man. I'm like, get your ass over here. You know? Yeah, but it's crazy. But
Real quick, also in mortgage news, Fannie and Freddie just updated their LTVs on conventional loans.
Okay.
So now, you know, for first-time home buyers, primary only. I'm sorry, it doesn't have to be a first-time home buyer after 3 years, but primary home only. They're doing 95 LTV now in multifamilies. So now you can compete with the big guys.
You lost me.
So
That's what throws me off because I saw this and I'm like,
Glad I mentioned it.
okay, yeah, you did. Now, right before it was FHA 3.5%, right?
3.5% up to a 4 unit.
Up to 4 unit owner occupied,
Correct.
and now you're telling me it's 5%.
5% conventional, not FHA.
Oh, so you don't have the insurances and all that stuff. Is that what
Still,
you're
they
telling
still
me?
have the monthly mortgage insurance. There's no upfront mortgage insurance.
Okay.
And supposedly the appraisals are a little more laxed on a conventional loan compared to an FHA, which I think is a big
So it's
misnomer.
not a huge difference.
Yeah, there isn't that much.
It's an additional 1.75 that you're not having to pay up front.
1.75. Okay.
That's rolled
So
into your
that's-
loan.
Okay. So that's a big difference.
That's the big difference. And it's and again, it's just something with real estate agents where they would prefer to take a conventional loan over an FHA sometimes because of the appraisal.
Okay, but it's
That
1.
the appraisal just they have the thing that they think that the appraisals on an FHA are just a lot more stricter.
Got it. But if it's 3.5, right, and now it's 5, you got 1.5%. So that make up the 1.7 that you just talked about.
Well, no, it's just down payment. It's not a basically it's a fee that you don't get back.
Okay.
Your 5% you'll get back when you sell the house.
Yeah. I
The
see what you're
upfront
saying.
mortgage insurance is a fee
Okay.
that you don't get. It's
Yeah.
not returned
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
And you can, and also with the monthly mortgage insurance with a conventional loan, we can actually shop them around. With
Okay.
FHA, it's just one number right there in the
Got it.
box.
Okay.
Oh, so you have to stick with the FHA mortgage insurance. You can't get like someone else to do it.
No, it's just one that it just populates automatically in the loan application. With conventional, if let's say the buyer's like, oh, it's $50 more than I anticipated, I can start shopping it around to different
Got it. Okay.
insurance companies.
Okay. Yeah, I was throwing me off. I was like, okay, it was 3.5. Now you're telling me 5%.
Yeah, because they had, if you were doing a multifamily or a conventional buyer, you had to put down a minimum between 15 to 25%.
Yeah.
In that range.
That's true.
Now
Okay.
you can compete with the big guys that's coming in.
So if I want to go buy a 4-family in St. Louis, I could buy FHA 5%?
primary, you moving to St. Louis?
Maybe.
Absolutely. Let's talk.
I got business out there, so I might have to move out there. You know what I mean?
Let's talk.
I have properties out there. I might have to move out there.
Keep an eye on the contractors.
Yeah, keep
that
an eye
was
on the
huge.
contractors. I told my wife when I go to Miami, I was like, I got to keep an eye on the guys. I'll see you later. On the beach.
Are you sure? What kind of guys?
I'm on the beach.
In Missouri?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but they're definitely working
Okay.
to try to make housing more affordable for people. They're trying their best.
You know what it is? It's not more affordable because ultimately the price is still high,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just
easier
to
access.
buy.
Right.
Yeah.
Easier to
Easier
buy.
entry point. You
Yes.
know? Because I was watching a special.
Easier to put food on my table.
Yeah. Until the mortgage payment hits. They're like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was also watching a thing on Netflix because people I was looking to get some stuff in Italy. And the pay in Rome is $10 an hour, $15 an hour, 30% unemployment.
Yeah.
And the real estate's expensive. So the lady did
Where's this? I'm sorry?
Rome.
Okay.
And the lady was doing the calculations. It goes, based on these numbers, it would take you 150 years because you need 30% down to come up with a down payment. You know what I mean?
pasta.
Yeah, exactly. So then you go out there and it's just supply and demand. It's no one's really no one's buying because it's too expensive point of entry.
Yeah.
And if you're in the city center, forget it. You're not touching anything. Then you have to go to the outskirts. And then you go to the outskirts of Rome, two train stops away. You get something like $40,000, $50,000, and it gets really cheap. But I guess that's why in the United States they have all these programs available because it just creates the supply, it creates a demand.
Yeah, I didn't know
and
until
it increases
recently.
the prices.
In Canada, they only have 5-year terms, right? On average.
Yes.
Loans.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mortgages are only 5 years or so.
No
and then
shit.
you have to refinance. And in
What are the rates out there now? Because they were 1% not too long
I'm
ago.
not sure. That and in England, they're only
Really?
5-year terms or shorter, 3-year terms or something.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about England, but Canada, I knew that because I was just up there. My sister-in-law, her and her husband, they just bought. I told you guys this earlier, but they bought a $1.1 million house. I was like, holy crap!
It's probably
But the rate's
2,500
1%.
square feet.
No, it's super high. I don't know what the rate is, but I didn't ask them what the rate was. But it's this 20 feet. It's 20 by 50 box, right? Basically, and it's the neighbors literally
20 by 50?
Yeah,
They're attached over there, right? It's
well, it's not attached. They got one of the more premium units
Okay.
that's not attached. So the neighbor is 4 feet away from you, though.
There you go.
So
So it's not Jersey City, it's Bayonne.
It's a fancy
Yeah.
project.
Actually, just thought about Jersey City too. It's crazy.
yeah. But the crazy thing is, like, so he's like a construction worker, like just a worker, not a boss, not a manager, nothing like that. And his wife works at a factory. I'm like, how the fuck do you guys even afford that thing? You know, $1.5 million. I was like, I'm not even thinking about buying a $1.5 million house or 1.1
Yeah.
for that. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, he had a lot of help from family. Like,
Yeah, I remember my friend has some stuff out there because his wife is a citizen of Canada, and if you're a citizen, they bought a condo for like $200,000-300,000 back in the day, and now it's worth like $800,000-900,000, but it was 1% mortgage.
What?
1%.
Like interest?
Yeah,
How long ago?
probably 10-15 years ago.
Oh yeah.
wow.
It was 1%. I don't know what they are now, but if you're saying they got to
Quantitative easing.
refinance every 5 years, and
That's how
again,
they get you.
Yeah, and they over leverage, like I said, you know.
It's an introductory rate.
Yeah, like I mentioned in the podcast before, you have those 2020 loans, all these investors, LLCs, and all that. They got a 5-year arm, and those are going to reset in 2025. And if them fucking idiots over leverage themselves, guess what's going to happen?
And,
They're going to flood the market.
and the rates haven't gone down as they anticipated.
Yeah, well, that's what people are anticipating. I'm thinking maybe, but if they are smart and there's avoid a crisis,
Jump off a bridge.
no. Call me. I'll help push you. I think by the end of 2024, they'll reduce the rates. Because if you go back to the 1994 bond market implosion, the rates went up for like 18 months, and then they came back down. And if we have that all over again, then by the end of 2024, we'll have the reduction in rates. And then that will save, you know, the huge crisis that, you know, tsunami would come of, you know, foreclosures and resets and all that stuff. But I don't know. We'll see
Bond
what
markets hit 5% yesterday. They tapped it just a bit
Did it
yesterday.
really? Yeah. Yeah.
So Joe, you're a loan broker. So like, why were mortgage officers pushing so much for ARMs way back when? Like when
Back in the
people-
days?
Yeah, like
Because
so,
they were easier barrier to entry. So it was, instead of a $3,000 mortgage payment, you were getting like a $2,000 mortgage payment. And then they didn't walk you through like they do now and do the due diligence. This is how it's going to adjust after every year. And this is the percentage. It's going to adjust every year. No, here's $2,000. You're getting this great house.
Yeah.
At that time, I lived in New York. Let's say you're getting this beautiful house in Westbury. Your mortgage is only $2,500 in a beautiful neighborhood. And then 4 years later, your mortgage is now $5,000.
Yeah.
so
And
like,
then they got to refinance you so they can make more money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, they didn't get a chance to refinance.
Yeah.
They lost the house.
it's not like there was anything like more to it necessarily. It was just like, hey, like your starting payments are just going to be less
It just
than the other one.
Well, there was a lot of fake income statements and people which was just maybe working
07, 08
with
you're
Ken.
talking about.
No, I'm talking about like,
Recently?
yeah.
Oh, that was just because the interest rate was so much less. But it's not as easy as they make it out to be. You have to put, well, not have to, but most banks were asking you to put at least 15% down to get one of these arms.
Yeah.
It's not a 3.5% loan. Maybe on an FHA. I don't know for certain, but I didn't do any arms during that. I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah,
you have to
Well,
be
you
more of a
wouldn't
set.
advise it,
I think you have to be more a little bit. You have to be very savvy if you're taking an arm. You just
yeah.
can't give someone an arm and say, "I'll see you in 3 years or 5 years."
Yeah,
You know how it works out. You know what I mean? You have to be savvy with those things because they're adjusting.
Yeah. Yeah, most of our loans are 5-year arms, but again, you know, I bought for 180, 200,000, and I could have easily refinanced and over leveraged the properties, and then who knows what's going to happen in a few years, and you're screwed, you know. But if it's not managed properly, you're going to see a lot of people who don't raise their rents. You know, they don't turn over the units the proper way. They refinance. They took a line of credit out, and then when the time comes, they'll be like, oh shit, you know. So
Yeah, because like as a wholesaler, I'm seeing this a lot. Like people who just recently bought and they're trying to sell because I do a lot of sub-2 deals. So like right now, yeah, the deal makes
And they're
all the
on
sense
arms?
in the world.
They're on
yeah,
arms?
like you'd be
It's
surprised
gonna be
how
for
many
world
more.
of hurt.
Yeah, because like right now the deal is great on paper,
Yeah.
but like you said, like 4 or 5 years down the line, and it's like, okay, some of them are capping it. Like you can't raise them more than like 2%. We were just working with the seller. I think it was like 475 that they took the loan out, or something like that. And then you can't go higher than 2% more, so it can't go higher than 675, which is still better than today's rates, and it'll still work. But I don't think every arm has a cap like that.
yeah.
So I'm a little bit scared. Like I'm like, I don't really know what's going on
30,
here, guys.
30 days ago, I closed a conventional loan at 6.875. That it probably today, if I close, it'd probably be around 8.25
That big of a difference. It's huge. That's huge.
for
difference.
conventional.
And the prices of the homes keep going up. That makes no fucking sense.
In Jersey.
Jersey.
In Jersey.
And I kept saying, no one's talking about Jersey. Like, Jersey's just a little, like...
But Jersey's always 2 years behind the rest of the country.
But it made the news recently. I think it was on one of those social media guys from New Jersey. And they were talking about how the New Jersey market is just... It's going up. It's not leveling... It's not leveling. It's not going down compared to other parts of the country.
Because we have so much demand, but no one wants to sell. Everyone here, especially in North Jersey, is like, I don't want to say kind of smart, but like everyone refied their houses at like that 275 into fixed rate. So like, why would they sell?
Of course, yeah.
I just spoke with a lady today. She in where is she? Like in Clark, somewhere around there. She bought a house for $550, and she listed it for $725, $750. She got $8. She accepted $810.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, people are still doing over ask right now.
Yeah, they
which
are.
is insane.
I'm about to list my house for like 1.5 million, but like, I'm out of here, peace. Somebody writes me a
Go buy a yacht in Miami.
Shit, man.
That's a down payment for a yacht.
I won't spend no money on a damn boat. Screw that crap, man. They don't go fast enough for me.
And end up being the SS Minnow.
Yeah. I'd rather get a plane and get there faster. You know? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but that guy with I'm the one that mentioned him. I'm like this. If you got 700 units, why are you buying a why are you posting about a $90,000 property you just bought?
I definitely think we need to do an
those
episode.
numbers I'm like, you're buying 700 units, you're buying a minimum 50, 100 apartment complexes. You're not buying a single family for $70,000. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe that's his model.
We were talking about, right? We got to do an episode Guru versus Duru versus Guru. Duru versus Guru.
Okay, let's do that.
Absolutely, man. I think there's so much misinformation out there, and everyone just with a cell phone, now claims to be like the next. Berkshire Hathaway.
Deal is going to happen in the first week that you do it, and it's going to close in that first week
good
too.
luck. You got a better chance seeing Jesus Christ. And it's funny because I see people like, I want to get into the business. I want to retire in 2-3 years. I'm like, dude, you got 10 fucking years before you're going anywhere. I was like, that ain't fucking happening, man. You're not retiring in 2 to 3 years. I'll tell you that much. Unless you're just sitting on $5 million cash, and you just buy everything cash. And then you just be like, okay, I'm collecting rent, and then your return on investment probably still sucks anyway because you didn't leverage the real estate. So,
do you still have that Bitcoin position open?
What Bitcoin?
Did you have a Bitcoin you opened up? Remember when Hector was here?
Yeah.
You still have it open? It's on the rise from what I understand. I haven't watched the market on Bitcoin.
I haven't, honestly. I haven't looked at it in like maybe 2 months.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Evidently, it's going up. Huh? It's going up. With all this stuff going on with the bond market, it broke 30,000. I think recently.
I just let it sit there too.
Me too. I have no idea. I haven't looked at it since. I think he's still. I don't know where the heck he is. I think he's still down in like Colombia or something.
Oh, okay. Spending all that Bitcoin money.
He's a passport bro.
I have no idea.
You're gonna see him on the Passport Bros on Facebook. Hey, that's Hector. What are you doing over there?
That's a good industry, man. You make some good views on that, bro. Shout out to all the Passport Bros out there.
So stupid. Oh man, yeah, but I think I've been buying XRP because I think that's another one that you want to keep an eye on because if that gets backed by gold,
what's XRP?
It's another coin.
Oh, okay.
It's the Ripple one, right?
The Ripple one.
Yeah,
exactly.
The one that was undergoing the SEC. Bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
They said when the
got
ETF
cleared from all that.
One,
yeah,
but not like a lot of it.
Yeah,
we said once the Bitcoin ETF finally goes through, it's gonna definitely shoot up.
The American dollar's made up, so I'll just make something else up while you're at it.
Right.
That's pretty much.
So it's like what backs the American dollar? We do. It's funny because I was watching a thing again with my wife on the thing was travel. She likes watching those cooking shows and traveling to Italy and shit. And it's like, man, everybody just hangs around there over there. I was like, yeah, that's all they do. Because over here, we work and our government enjoys life. Over there, they're enjoying life, and the government's like, go to work.
Someone from Brazil told me that a long time ago. He was like, you guys work way too much, man. He said, in Brazil, our life is all about working 40 hours, not 1 hour over, not 1 minute over, and then enjoying a beer after work and hanging out at the beach.
Yeah.
He goes, you guys live life completely ass backwards.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we brainwashed that. We're conditioned that way, right?
Yeah, we got to get the new Louis Vuitton bag. I got to get the Range Rover with the pop-out doors.
Nah, screw that crap.
Get that.
Forget it.
Back in China, right, when I was young, you had these all these like older guys, not even older guys, right? You had all these guys. They would just sit there and play mahjong all day long, like all day, like every day.
Like the Cubans in Florida, Miami?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? They don't work, these guys? Yeah. So it turns out that the homes they own it like cash, basically, right? So they're not paying any mortgage. All they got to do is pay utilities and buy food.
Yep.
And that's it. So they don't need to make
No
a lot of
taxes?
money.
Yeah, exactly.
No taxes.
You guys have no taxes? In
Well,
Russia, it's so low.
there
That was
is
a long time ago.
taxes,
Yeah.
but taxes are for corporate people,
Okay.
right? So corporate people pay taxes. They have a corporate job. And the imports, you got to pay high taxes. Like if you want to buy Lambo or Ferrari or any luxury good that's imported to the country, it's like 100% tariff.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, whatever you're paying here, you're paying double there.
Yeah, it's like Australia.
Yeah. So a lot of countries are like that, but the average person, you're not paying any of that stuff. Some people, they got a little farm, they'll grow a lot of food, and so they don't have to worry about like us, because a lot of the homes are inherited also. So it's like family to family.
Your biggest payment is
It's the home.
non-existent.
Yeah, exactly. So you
It's
don't have to
like-
pay. Yeah.
It's like that back in Russia too, because in the USSR, if you were working, the government would give you an apartment. So I'm not saying they're like big luxury apartments. Like yes, now people are buying apartments more so, but I mean you can still sell yours. At the time, it was given to you. So,
Oh, really?
Like my dad's first apartment was actually given to my grandparents, who gave it to him when they bought a new house. But like they had some money to do this, right? And that's just kind of how it is. So it's kind of like rents there. I remember it was like 2 years ago, my grandma was freaking out how a 3-bedroom apartment was going for like, I think it was like $300, $500 a
Oh my
month. And I'm
God.
like, are you serious? You can't get a room here for this. And it's like, and that's like such a big cost to them. Granted, salaries are very different there, but it's like, for them, their biggest expense is probably food and
Really?
just the commute to work. And food's
Oh, wow.
pretty cheap, relatively
Yeah,
speaking.
compared to here. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
How is it now?
What do you mean? What's
Like the
else?
economy over there?
Right now, it's not good.
Oh, really?
Well, because
Welcome
with
to
the
the
war,
USA.
everything is cosed off, right? They
What's
can't
that?
trade with the war with
Oh,
the
okay, yeah,
Ukraine.
yeah,
They
okay.
can't trade at all right now,
Really?
right? So like
It's
whatever.
like Cuba.
Yeah, whatever was imported pre-war. Actually, my dad was telling me things like 2 months ago, because he likes Bacardi rum.
Uh-huh.
Whatever was imported into the country, into like our region, is gone now. So he was like,
Wow.
"It's so weird. I can't make my mojitos the way I want them." It's like it's an adjustment. It's like I gotta get like a Russian rum, and it's like it's not the same.
It's not the
like-
same, man. I need the Puerto Rican rum. They make the best rum. You know?
I'm not even sure they import it from there, but it's actually kind of like, for example, like here, Bud Light is trash in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's actually really good in Russia.
Tastes different?
It's
The
different.
same with
Really?
like Coke. It's like
So
Coca-Cola.
It's the water.
It's a whole
water.
different
The
The
formula.
European Heineken is so good, it's trash here.
Really? Wow.
And it's like the
I
opposite.
don't like beer anyway.
Because they make it regionally. So it's actually like Coca-Cola too. It's like it's
They use a
tastes
different syrup.
Well, here they use high fructose corn syrup. It's also
Yeah,
like
it's
the
true.
water that they're using in those
Yeah.
countries. It's different, but
It tastes more flat sometimes.
that's
The soda.
Yeah, it's like I say in Italy, the soil is rich in, minerals, and here we're rich. In the United States, we're rich in pesticides. Like, they just want to kill you motherfuckers slowly,
Yeah.
But
All right. Talk about
Good.
killing. I think our time's up. It was fun.
sounds good, guys. Perfect. Time's up. Gotta go.
So again, don't forget about the mentorship program. The email, we'll put it in a link in there, and we'll start,
Cool.
vetting people and see who's interested, see if we
rock
got any
and roll.
takers. And I think it's definitely
Yeah.
a great opportunity for someone.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then we'll see you guys next week.
Peace in
Yeah.
the Middle East.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.